Hey guys, here's Louie. So now that I have the rear end in the car, all right, I am excited to get the subframe here started so I could put it on front of the car, and then this car will be going down on all its four tires. By the way, that tire is not on. That's just to see how it's going to look. And this video is going to be how to make repairs on your mounting body bushings on your subframe for the first gen F bodies, Firebird Camaro 67 through 69. So I'm going to tell you 9 out of 10, especially if you live on the salt belt line. I'm here in Pennsylvania. So if this car lived his whole life in Pennsylvania, you are going to find this places basically that snows and salt is put on the ground, on the street. So that's way too big, okay? It has rotted its way outwards and is eating it away, the metal, okay? This one also, this is in the back. Here is where you'll be bolting right underneath your bucket seats in the front, or if you have a bench seat, right here. And this one is amazing. She still looks good. This is the original. She still looks good. I might leave this one like that. I might not. I might just cut it away. But if she's solid, she feels solid all the way through. I might leave this one original. And then this one also is eaten up. And it's not as big. It didn't work its way out as much yet, but she is eaten up. So these are the kits you could buy on eBay. And this is what I'm going to be using. These plates. Okay. Right there. And just let me get my metal measuring tool here. Measuring gauge tool. It should be in this drawer here. Oh boy. Well, I apologize for that. I don't seem to find it. Maybe I put it somewhere else that I don't remember, but she's about 1/8 inch thick, okay? Thick stuff here. So this is for here. This goes underneath the front torque box on the car, okay? And these are the ones you are going to use for the back. And like I said, I might just do some hammering and dialing here because she has a little curve to her, but she's solid. And I'm just going to fix the original, all right? I mean, I could even just cut this part and fix this part here and she'll still look original, all right? Jonathan at Vinyl Village Garage made some templates out of the originals, how it looked nice and still to factory specs. So when he does this repairs with his template and he transfers the template to a piece of steel, it still comes out to looking original. You will never know that it was repaired. I'm going to use this because this is what I have, and I'm trying to knock this one out the park already because I'm getting really excited that the subframe is about to be with the car, marry with the car one time, and hopefully in my lifetime, the only time I never have to take this sucker back out. So once I repair this, I'm going to be cleaning all the rust that the frame has. Thank God I don't see no other issues with the frame except that she is a little bend here, has a little bend. You guys can see that. I will torch that, right? Give it some heat, hammer it down. And when I am done, what I was going to say is once I am done and I clean this up, I will be painting it satin black, okay? I will be using an oil-based paint, something really similar to Rust-Oleum. Is an Ace product, but it's the same thing as Rust-Oleum. It's just a little cheaper on the money side, so I buy that stuff, and Ace is local to me. If I want to go to like Home Depot or Lowe's, I have to drive miles away because I'm in the really countryside of Pennsylvania. But I love it. It works good. It's strong paint. Okay, you could even add a little hardener to the paint and make it even more durable. And I do believe I'm going to do this with the subframe. I'll share that with you guys, but maybe that will be in another video. Let's start repairing this old subframe. All right, guys, so I did find it, and she was in that drawer, but she was all the way in the back underneath some things there. I tried to keep the garage nice and organized if I could find my tools fast. So it's hard for me to do this with one hand, but that's the 1/8 right there, and she is 1/8 thick. Okay, she fits right in there nice and snug. And I don't have it with me outside here at the garage. She's put away somewhere, but they do sell you also the plate that you could repair the front of your subframe. Now, my experience, my years of dealing with these first gen F bodies, this one happens to be Firebird, but even on the Camaros, I have seen that the front, okay, 9 out of 10, all right, and for me it's been 10 out of 10 because I never ever had to repair this. I always had to repair the other mounting points. And here are my body bushings that I'm gonna be using. They are brand new. I ordered these on eBay, okay, and they are the rubber original style. And this is what I do, okay. So for the front, on the front here, you could put your plate down. All right, this is the biggest one that is chewed out here on this subframe. What I like to use as a measuring point, okay, is the hole. This hole right here. All right, which you use this hole to make sure that your subframe is nice and straight, okay, right to left on your car. When I'm repairing this, I like to put this circle of the new plate with the original circle on the mounting point of the body bushing on the original subframe. And I grab a chisel, anything that will work, something that is strong and that doesn't flex, okay, like this right here. And this is an old Black Hawk US made, okay. This is when America was great and strong and making some nice tools. Now we get everything of the Chinese stuff, okay. And I wish things was different, but sadly it's not. And I love to actually collect Black Hawk US made vintage tools. And what I do is I stick it in there, make sure that she's nice and straight, okay. And right, I'm happy with it about right there. All right, and I'm gonna scribe a line here, scribe a line over here, and that's where I will be cutting, okay. And also over here, if I have to cut there, I will. And that's my method for all of them. Now over here, you don't have a line, a hole. You don't have a hole on the subframe, but if you grab this and you measure from here, just a cutout of the metal, so she's overlapping, and you position this side to the edge, okay, you will know where to cut. And I'm going to try to make this back to looking like an original piece. We'll see how successful I am. But let me get to scribing these points out if I could get to cutting. Okay, I scribed my lines. I used a pick. I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice here. anytime you see Harbor's Freight giving these things away, okay, go pick them up. Buy anything silly just to get this for free, okay? And the reason I'm saying that because they're not strong, so don't think you're gonna be prying with them or anything. But if you need to use it as a scriber, and mine's I always get a file and I just make it nice and sharp, the points even more sharp, and I love to use it as a scribing tool. Look at how sharp those lines are. So this is where I'm gonna be cutting now, and then I'll be cutting the new one out and welding it on the car. All right, so I cut the old out already. She's sitting right here. I'm going to transfer it now to the new plate down there and cut that out and start getting ready to weld. All right, guys, here you go. Nice and cut in. Okay, now she's nice and flat here. This part here, the original metal mounting point to the body bushings of the subframe had a dip. So I use my dolly on top and that kind of ball pin hammer. Don't use a regular body hammer because it ain't gonna do nothing to this frame. And I just whacked it from the bottom going up, pressing on my dolly down, and she's nice and flat, really nice and flat. So there you go. I have a nice clean surface here now to weld. I'm going to clean this up so the welds could be nice and clean. I'm just going to tack it in place and move forward on the other mounting points to repair. And there you go. I just tack welded it there. Couple of points here, just tack welded. Look at how nice and flat that came out because I hammer and dolly this part. So far, everything looks like it's gonna work out beautiful. So once I finish this side, now I'm gonna jump to that side, from that side to here. If I could hammer and dolly that side, I will leave it original because it doesn't look bad. I'll bring you guys right back. Let me go scribe that. The same process I use here, I'll use over there. And here is the driver's side repaired. Everything is cut. Okay. New plate is cut. Positioned to its spot. Proper location. And spot welded. I'm just doing spot welds for now. The other side's spot welded for now. When I am done with the other points, I will go back and weld the whole thing completely in. So this is your driver's side here on the subframe, and this is still original, never has been tampered with. And as what I could see here, she's still in good shape. If you guys could see that, she just has a bend, okay, a curve here. So I'm going to heat this up, get a little hammer and dolly going here and straighten this out also, and see if I could be successful. And I can. I won't mess with it. I will jump on this side. All right, and I'm going to cut the original part out that is bad. This side is still good. Underneath is still real good. All the metal is there. So I see that there was a stitch weld here from factory, and this is a complete piece of metal. So I have to bust the weld here and cut it, measure how much plate do I have of the replacement, and put it on to match it like the original. I'll bring you guys right back. First, I'm going to do some body work to the frame. All right, guys, and just like that, I was able to straighten out this frame at the end over here. I'm really happy. She's still original, okay? The mounting hole there for the body bushing is original. All right, it's solid. I mean, I just heated up with that torch right there until she got nice and red. Okay, and I hammer and dolly, and there you go. So I'm going to move forward now to repair this side. Like I said, I will cut this weld here, measure how much of the plate I have to patch it. So I am going to do it the original way. I'm not going to cut the whole thing. out just because the repair patch has this whole piece of metal, but as you can see, the original overlaps this piece of metal. So I'm going to try to mimic the same original way. All right, guys, let me bring you guys in. So I got my grinder. I cut through these wells here. Okay, they stitched, like welded from the factory there. All right, I scribed out what I wanted to cut out. So I came with the angle grinder right here, this side and this side. And when she was still here, any little wells that was left over, I just got the air hammer and chisel his way right out. Okay, I'll clean this up. All right, and now I'm going to transfer this piece here to the new metal plate here, and I have my template to then transfer the new one to the subframe. I'll bring you guys right back once I did that. Okay, guys, so here you go. I kept it looking the original way, where it overlaps and it has like this straight curve line going this way and one going down. And if you can see that, that's the original way. Okay, please always remember, measure, measure, measure. So I measure from here to there. Let's call that an inch and 1/8. Okay, I also did that to the original, and as you guys can see, about an inch and 1/8. Also here, a little under an inch, and same thing over here. And what I'm trying to say is, just please keep your measurements. That's about an inch. And coming back over here, okay, about an inch. So even in a project like this, this is key, a tape measure. Okay, so I'm going to keep on putting my beads down and weld it solid. At the factory, they seam to here, they weld just a line of weld right here. I'm gonna do it here. I might do like 3 here, okay, because she was also welded through here, but it looks like they went inside. I'm gonna go from the top side. I mean, after everything is painted and this is going into the car from the bottom, who's gonna see it? I will grind down my welds just for it could look a little prettier, and that's it. Let me go and finish doing that, and I'll bring you guys right back. And well, guys, there you have it. Subframe repaired. Okay, nice and strong. Ready for to be cleaned up. Okay, my next step will be cleaning up this whole subframe and painting. I mean, just the part that's gonna be under the car. All right, I will paint from here forward of the control arm area and everything once I have everything off. But I need to have all this clean and painted so I could put it on the car. That's my plan. Then sit the motor in with the transmission, have some good weight on the car so I could remove the front suspension. And from there, anything that comes off from the suspension that's gonna go back on needs to be cleaned and painted, because I will not put it back on the car like that. Well, guys, I hope you learned something on this video. Not that hard to do, all right, to restore your bushing mounting points on your subframe on a first gen F body. Take care now, and like I said all the time, keep your hands dirty and your project will move forward. Take care now. Bye bye.